Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Yo, what's good, y'all? We back again for another In the Car Chronicles. Y'all already know what it is, man. Y'all already know what I need y'all to do in this video, man. Right here, like, share, and subscribe. This one, y'all turn this one up. Let's get this. Let's get it. Let's go. We're gonna call this story right here, I was petty. It happens, man. Sometimes you be petty, man. But we on Lawrenceville for this one, man. We in 30 building to start off on this one, man. But crazy situation around this time right here, man. It's around the time where I'm kind of in there. Sergeant dude in there, he hate everybody guts. He trying to turn Lawrenceville into a good place, man, where he used to be Alonzo off training day. I don't know why this guy was doing this. I should say his name, but he's a piece of garbage. I don't even feel like saying his name, man. But they moved him to our building to kind of like fix it up, I guess, or like kind of change it up, or tear off the dudes, which is a million dudes over there trying to get some money. So I guess that's why he came to our building, man. But like, you would think somebody like him that used to be dirty, man, like he wouldn't try to complete that mission, man. But no, he was trying to complete the mission, man. He came over there and he was on BS. That's what he was doing, man. So like, through all this right here, man, like, I ain't gonna lie, like, I'm just trying to float around, try to be like, you know, somebody that he think that's somebody, but like, I never really wanted to show him I was doing anything when he worked. Like, when he was working, I'm out his way. I'm talking about all the way out his way, man. You might catch me playing dominoes with the old heads, 4-man dominoes, cutthroat dominoes. You might catch me playing that just to burn some time in the daytime, because he worked the daytime. So all us in there, man. There's a lot of dudes from the town in there. He had a problem with everybody, not just dudes from Norfolk. Dudes from Richmond hated him. Dudes from everywhere hated this guy. Dudes from where he was from. He was from Emporia. The Emporia dudes hated his guts, man. He know it, man. This dude was a prime scumbag of a sergeant that used to be a CO, man. But you know, he came in there and did what he did, man. So when he was gone, all activities would kick up and everybody would be doing what they was doing, man. But like, I done lost so much since he been in there. Like it's just, I'm just to the point now where like, I'm chilling. If a situation happened, then I'm gonna make it shake. But at the same time though, like, man, like, we got freaking Alonzo off training day working our building, man. This dude was a maniac, man. Like, you talk about Jack Bauer, he was like the black Jack Bauer. He just didn't come with all the tools and unscrewing stuff like Jack Bauer. But as far as running down on you and sneak attacks and making sure he do his job if he smells something, this man was a psychopath, y'all. So boom. So now that he be gone, and after the morning times and the evening times, like I told you, that's when everybody will come out and everybody will be kind of doing their thing now. Now you can mess with the la-la. Now you can break down the la-la. Now you can mess with the drinks. Now you can drink the drinks. Now you can 229. You can do a lot of stuff when he goes home. So that's all that was going on when he was over there. You just had to know how to move, man. So with all this going on, I probably was over there for probably like another 2 months trying to move, stay out the way. Like I was telling y'all, when me and him got in that argument, man, that man moved me, man. That man moved me and my homeboy, man. That man moved my homeboy back to his old building. He moved me back to my first building, which was San Francisco. And that wasn't even my first building. San Francisco was my second building. The people moved me back to San Francisco, man, but I went back. You know what I mean? I ain't had no problem of going back because I knew it was a different building. It changed from the years when I was up there before. So I had no problem with it, man. So I'm doing it. I'm doing the life of the other side of the yard. This is around the time, in the beginning time, when I get moved to the other side of the yard. So I'm on the other side of the yard trying to adapt to the other side of the yard, basically, because it's a whole different batch of dudes over there. It's a lot of dudes over there that I never even seen that get money over there. So like, just seeing a whole new landscape and a whole new setup of dudes over there, I'm just trying to adapt. So I'm minding my business, I'm chilling, I'm over there. So while I was over there, it used to be a dude, man. I'm not gonna say where he was from, man, but he was from like one of the counties. He wasn't from Richmond and he wasn't from Norfolk or Tidewater or nothing like that. He was like from one of the little county joints. So he was a cool dude though. He was a cool dude. Like, I never really seen him in action, like on fighting or nothing like that, but he was still a cool dude, man. We're gonna call this dude Alex, man. Now, Alex was the type of guy, like, he wasn't no scary dude. I ain't gonna lie, like with him being from the counties, like he was just a dude that just probably felt like he was outnumbered. You know what I mean? So like he knew how to be smart. Like he would be cool with certain people. And what makes you cool with certain people is because you touching the back, or you might know how to get some tobacco or anything like that. Like that's how you get to mingle with other people if you're with the dudes from the other counties. I mean, you don't have to mingle with other people, but if you're living in the underworld, you trying to hustle and stuff like that, to be able to like, yo, I want to get to know Weezy or get to know the dude from Richmond, like it might have to come from the package. You know what I mean? So like that's what he used to do. Like he'll never be a dude that was just like settling and just being like, yo, we outnumbered, I'm just gonna sit here. No, Alex used to try to have his hand in different little things. So me and him had kind of just met when he moved in 30 building, probably like 8 months prior before I got moved over to 60 building. So when me being in 60 building, I still used to holler at him from time to time. Like me and him would still talk, have a little conversations from here to there. So I remember one day I went to school. Now when me going to school, I still had access to go to the other side of the yard. That's the only time I would see the other side of the yard, unless I 229 and go into the gym while they got it or something. But majority of the time, like the only time I'm gonna really see the other side of the yard is when I go to Mob 3. So when I would go to Mob 3, that's when I would see a lot of dudes from the other side, but they'll be outside, or it might be dudes that I know that's in school, that was in 30 building with me, 40 building, and I'll talk to them from there. But a lot of times, man, like it would be hard trying to talk to people unless they on that first yard right there. And when we come out, like we walking past them. So, you know, like when you come out, you can just stop at the gate, kick it real quick before you got to shoot back to the other side. So that's what I was doing. So I can remember one time I was coming back from Mob 3, man. I had seen the dude Alex, man. And Alex was standing on the fence and he was like, yo, let me holler at you right quick, Weezy. I'm like, what's up? He was like, yo, look, man. He was like, look, man, I need your help, bro. I was like, what's up? What you need my help for? He said, man, it's a dude in our pod, man. It just came from where I'm from. And he was like, for real, like, I rock with him, man. But like I don't really rock with him, though. He was like a real snake back in the day, man. So like, I don't really deal with him like that. So like, man, I'm trying to take him to the hoop, though. I'm like, you trying to take him to the hoop? How you trying to take him to the hoop? He was like, look, this is what we gonna do. He said, man, look. He was like, the man said he got a cell phone. He got $600. He said, man, I told him I'm putting 200 with him because the phone costs 800. He was like, I'm gonna tell him that you the dude that know the dude that got the phone, but you can't tell him who the dude is who got the phone. He said, when you meet him, he gonna get the numbers to me right in front of you. I'm gonna give you the numbers. He said, as soon as you get the numbers, go back and take the numbers. So I'm like, when I go take the numbers, what you want me to do with the numbers after I take them? He was like, you still got your green dot card, right? I was like, yeah, I still got my green dot card. He was like, look, man, take the numbers, man. He was like, take the numbers. When you take the numbers, he was like, man, just put half on the green dot for me and you can keep the other half. I'm like, well, hold on. I was like, hold on, Alex. Like, you making this sound a little too easy right here, bro. I said, so look, what dude gonna do once he find out I'm bucking on his numbers? I said, I ain't got time for that, man. Like, I take dudes to the hoop, but like this right here was like Shaquille O'Neal on steroids right here, man. Like, I didn't really like the plan, but you know, like I'm still intrigued slightly though, y'all know, because I'm a psychopath. But like, I'm just trying to hear what more he got to say about this. And he like, nah, look. He was like, look, this is what we gonna do. He said, you send the numbers back to me. He said, dude ain't got the phone. He said, man, when dude got the phone, he said, man, he probably don't make no move for about another week or two or something like that. He said, but he done gave the numbers to somebody. He was like, but the number's good already. But it's a couple of dudes he done gave the numbers to trying to get a phone. So I said, some other people done looked at this $600. He was like, yeah. I'm like, man, let's take him to the hoop then, man. So boom. Why not? And I mean, all these other people, I'm not from their county. I don't have nothing to do with this, man. I'm just playing a third middleman. That's a scumbag on the low, man. But sometimes these plays will come to you like this, man. Lawrenceville was the type of place where you have to protect your numbers, man. You can't come up there all green, people. You can't come up there with the mindset like, yo, I trust people. No, you cannot do that, man. I'm going to get back to them in a second. Me, I get numbers. The numbers usually come from my friend. That's a lot. Or it comes from my mom. That's a super duper lot. So it can't nothing that nobody can tell me that the numbers are not good once I send them to the destination to do what I do whatever I need to do whatever I need to do with these numbers. Can't nobody send no kite back to me and be like, yo, these numbers ain't no good, Weezy. No, I'm fighting behind that because it's a lie. My mama ain't gonna lie to me and my man ain't gonna lie to me. So I ain't going for that. Now, if I let somebody else see these numbers and it's going through a couple of different hands, then that fall on me. Y'all feel what I'm saying? Now on Lawrenceville, you got to be careful. You got to be careful, man, because guys like Alex Homeboy, man, like for real, like you got to be majorly careful, man, because if you mess around and get your numbers to the wrong person, somebody gonna dunk on you, man. Like people looked at those numbers up there. I got a story about it. People looked at numbers on Lawrenceville and how they be floating around, and a lot of people will wait their opportunity, man, just to dunk on somebody, man. It's a lot of things up there to buy for big numbers, man. So a lot of opportunities that ran across a lot of people, man. You can't expect a whole prison full of psychos to be honorable. That's all I'm telling y'all, man. So a lot of that was going on. So his homeboy was moving wrong. His homeboy was moving wrong for having everybody touch those numbers. But at the end of the day, Alex said the numbers were still good. So He set the meeting up for when I was coming back from school the next day. So when we was coming back from school the next day, I think him and dude 229 for they can be on that yard. So they was on the yard before the building. So I walked past the gate and he was like, yo, look, hey, Weezy, we gonna call dude Benny. He was like, yo, Weezy, look, this my homeboy Benny right here, man. He was like, yeah, this the one I was telling you about, man. Look, tell him they got the jots, man. Dude said he should have some jots, man. You say he might still have some more, right? When he said still, I was like, oh yeah, still should be some though. I was like, but if they got him over there, you want me to just go ahead and get it for you can be first in line? He was like, yeah. So he looked at Benny. He was like, yeah, look, go ahead and get on the numbers. Dude was like, yo, it's a lot. I was like, yo, it should be a lot. You know what I mean? It should be a lot. I was like, yo, these numbers good? He was like, yeah, the numbers good. These numbers good. I was like, well, look, I ain't going to check them unless they got the phone. So when he handed me the numbers, he handed it to me, just the numbers written on a little piece of paper. Usually some fresh numbers you want to put in an envelope. You want to have it secured for nobody can even try to even read it. Because dudes are smart up there, man. Dudes are real deal scumbags, man. So like he handed it to me just regular, like, here you go. So I'm like, all right. I was like, look, I ain't going to take the numbers unless he got it. He like, all right, that's a bet. So I dipped. I get back to the building, man. As soon as I get back to the building, I went to go holler at the little white dude that got the jack, you know what I mean? Dude, super duper cool. Me and him, I got cool when I first moved over there. But I hollered at him. He let me come in his room, use his phone. I pulled the numbers off the green dot. The numbers was good. 600 ball, y'all. I had to get that money, man. So boom. Y'all already know it was a lot, man. I snatched some numbers fast. I even lied and told bro this junk's for $100. I was like, bro, let me get these $100. I ain't even want to tell him $600. He ain't no telling what he can do or nothing. I just was trying to hurry up and skim them numbers fast. So I hit the numbers, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. I hit the numbers, man. I'm not always somebody that's in there moving how you supposed to move. I didn't stay out the way all the time in there. I said I was staying out the way when I came home, y'all. That was the motto, man. But while I'm in this place called prison, I gotta move like them. I gotta move like them, man. You know what I mean? It's big wolf against little wolf in there. And I refuse to be a little wolf, man. I'm a big wolf, man. So the numbers was out of there. The numbers was out of there. Now, the next thing was gonna be when I see them when I'm coming back from school, giving them the bad news. But I already had wrote my man Alex a kite and explained to him like, yo, the jump good. When I catch you, I'm gonna give you the numbers. I was like, look, bro, I already had wrote Alex a kite like, yo, look, the numbers, everything was straight. I took the numbers. I got somebody that's in my class that's gonna hand you the numbers, but I'm not gonna hand you the numbers, but I'm gonna pull up to the fence and talk to both of y'all and tell y'all that there ain't no phone. So that's what I wrote in the kite. So Alex already knew what time it was. So when I was coming from school, I seen him and the dude Benny standing right there at the fence again. Now they building on the 30 building on their yard. So I come out, they right there. I see him. I'm like, yo, look. I said, yo, here you go, man. This time I had it in the envelope. I'm super petty, y'all. So boom. I put it in the envelope this time, made it look real nice. Made it look real nice, you hear me? Envelope game. I said, yo, here, bro. I said, nah, he ain't had no more of them junk. I said, it's a dude at 60. I said, it's a dude at 70 billion that bought the last junk, man. I said, but look, he said he gonna have some more next month. I said, y'all first in line though, bro. Dude, Alice was like, dang, man. It's crazy, man. Like, I thought I was, man, I was trying to talk to my boo tonight. Man, that's crazy, man. Dude, Benny was like, man, you say it was a lot though, man. I'm like, yo, I thought it was a lot. Man. Alex like, man, that's wild, man. It's all good, Weezy. Appreciate you though, man. I was like, you good, man. That's word. After I docked him up and walked through the gate, I said to myself, I said, he need to win an Emmy Award, y'all. So boom. For the best actor, man, because he played that off so nice. That man played that off to the T. I ain't even gonna lie. So I went back through the gate happy. Like, yo, this was an easy mission. I'm telling y'all, a lot of times they be easy missions like this. A lot of times, man, dudes be that crazy that they'll put stuff in other people's hands, man. You can't put a lot of stuff in other people's hands, man. Like I'm telling you, man, bad things will happen like this, man. So I guess after about a week or two, just like he said, I guess he was trying to make another move with the joints. So I don't know what that happened. But this time when I came from school, Alex ain't give me no heads up or nothing. Like, he ain't let me know what was going on or nothing. I'm coming from school. I'm walking by. I don't even see dude right there. He like in the cutting the Raptors. He like, hey, Weez. I'm like, a spot on. I'm like, Benny was kind of like, I'll give him 6 feet. Kind of like little slim dude, slim cut up dude. You know what I mean? Dark skinned dude. Like, he, you know what I mean? He wasn't big or nothing like that. Pause. Like, he was just like kind of slim, go cut up dude. He see me, he like, hey, what is that? I'm like, what's up? He was like, hey, man, I'll let you right quick. I was like, the CO was right there. I looked, I was like, what's up? I came to the fence like, what's good? He was like, hey, let me ask you a question. Did you let anybody see those numbers when I gave them to you? I was like, did I let anybody see those numbers when you gave them? I said, bro, you gave me them numbers 2 weeks ago, bro. He was like, yeah, I know, but I just try to make a move and the numbers ain't right no more. So I was just trying to backtrack everybody that had the jumps. You know what I mean? Like, I know you had it in your possession, so that's why I'm coming to everybody. I said, so what you think? I took your numbers? He was like, nah, I ain't say that. I ain't say that. I was just trying to make sure that you let anybody get them. I said, bro, as soon as I got them numbers you gave me, I put them in that envelope I gave you, bro. I said, they've been like that the whole time, bro. He was like, oh, all right. I said, you holler at Alex? He said, yeah, I holler at Alex, man. Alex told me to holler at you. I was like, damn. Now, I didn't say that like out loud, but in my mind, I was like, damn. So boom. He told him to holler at me. That's supposed to be on his end. He's supposed to straighten that. And even if he did tell him holler at me, you're supposed to give me a warning signal, bro. You didn't even give me a flare. You didn't even you didn't even hit the flare in the air for me. You didn't do that. I was like, okay. I kept that. I planted that in my mental cavity. Pause. If that sounds crazy. That's why I put it at, though. I had to make sure that was there. But I was like, nah, bro. I continue the conversation. Like, yo, bro, like, nah. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't do nothing with them junks, bro. Like, he was like, yeah, that junk crazy, man. I said, so what's going on? He was like, yeah, I try to do something with him. And somebody said, ain't nothing up there. I was like, ain't nothing up there. He was like, yeah. He was like, then, you know, like, for real, they checked the date on the joints. And the date is the time that you had it. I'm like, the date was the time. I said, bro, somebody must have did that the same day that you gave them to me. So those numbers must more gonna be right anyway. He was like, no, I don't know, bro. I ain't accusing you. I'm like, all right, well, I'm just making sure you ain't accusing me. So he was like, no, it's all good, man. It's all good. So we dapped up through the fence and I dipped, y'all. So boom. But this time when I went back to the building, I was feeling a little weird. Like, man, like, you know, I was enjoying being able to spend $250 on some tobacco while I was over there, man. Like, so that play was a great play. I was even able to keep $50. I spent $250 on tobacco game to Hank. I spent $250 on that. So, like, I'm still feeling like this, though, when I went back, though. I was like, yo, like, dude, because you're like, for real, like, I don't be trusting people. So, like, I was like, I wonder if he gonna be like a situation. Is it gonna be a problem with this guy? You know what I mean? Because if it is, like, I'm gonna go ahead and clean them up, because I don't want to have to like watch my back or nothing like that. But I'll put myself in this situation, so I'm prepared for whatever come with this situation. Y'all feel what I'm saying? So, like, I'm already on point about what it's supposed to be, man. So, like, from him pulling up on me, man, the next person I needed to holler at was Alex. So I wrote Alex a kite, and I told that nigga come to the gym that night. You know what I mean? So he came to the gym. So when I seen him come through the door, I was like, yo, come back here. So we walked to the back. I said, yo, why the fuck you tell dude he need to holler at me? You ain't even tell me that he got down already did something with the numbers. I said, you just kept that a secret, huh? He was like, no, it just happened so fast. Like, goddamn, I just told that nigga, goddamn, you holler at Weezy. Like, I ain't even me. I said, bro, come on, bro. You just don't throw me under the bus like that. He was like, what I'm saying, Weezy, like, you the ones who really dumped them shits anyway. So, like, I know you was gonna spin them. I'm like, yo, bro, like, I'm saying, though, bro, like, you just threw me under the bus, my guy. Like, that's crazy. He was like, no, I'm just, you know what I mean? It happened so fast. He was like, what did he say? I'm like, no, he ain't really say a whole lot. I said, but he tell me, you know what I mean, that you know, such and such, you know, that had the numbers. I was around the time I had the numbers, and, you know, them Johnson, you know, he was just trying to backtrack and do all of this. He was like, yeah, like, he can't really pinpoint who did them Jones, bro. Like, he ain't, like, don't worry about him, bro. Don't even worry about him. I was like, all right, man, you sure? He was like, yeah, don't even worry about him. So I'm like, all right, I ain't gonna trip about him, man. I ain't gonna trip about him, man. So I let it go. You know what I mean? So I don't even see dude no more. So I ain't even asked Alex what he did with his bread. You know what I mean? Like, I gave him half just like he asked. We both got 3 cents. So I gave him his half. I ain't even asked what he do with it, man. But I ain't gonna lie though, Alex left a bad taste in my mouth, man. I wasn't even feeling that junk like that, man. So I say a little time went on, man. A little time, probably about at least 2 months, man. So I can remember being in the building, and my homeboy was the one with the la-la. So my homeboy, he was like, yo, look. He was like, look, man, somebody want to holler at you too. I was like, who? So he was telling me. So it was another dude from where they was from. You know what I mean? But this dude was a dude that been up there on this side of the yard for a minute. That was an 80 building, but now he over in our building, a 60 building. So I guess dude probably told him what happened. And he just, you know what I mean, want to holler at me. He want no threatening stuff or nothing like that. But dude see me. So I see the dude. So I see the dude come out the pod. He was coming out of 62 pod. He see me, he like, what's up, man? You Weezy around? I'm like, yeah. He was like, yo, look, man. He told me his name. He was like, look, man, you know, such and such, my homeboy. He was like, you know, I rock with your homeboy right here. He was like, man, that jump crazy, man. He was like, you know, the dude Alex from where we from, like, you know, he basically was basically saying he ain't had nothing to do with nothing. Like, he ain't do nothing, but he was like, somebody took them numbers. He was like, said it was on the day that you had them, da-da-da-da. But I know he said he gave the numbers to somebody else on that side too, and they saying the same thing that you saying. So basically, it's just up in the air. But he was like, as a man, I'm just coming to you as a man, bro. Like, did you do that jump, though, bro? I'm like, did I do that jump? My face was like this, y'all. I was super duper serious. I was like, did I do that, bro? I ain't got nothing to do with that, bro.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.